Hello guys, welcome back to another day where we're here in the Satoshi Society. I'm the preacher. Ben, good to see you again. AJ, how are you, my friend?
Yes, I'm good today. Technicals we'll get into a little bit later. We're still holding that support, which is great. But first of all, I just want to touch on Kwon. And we've got some new updates on what he is proposing, and they've gone back to the drawing board and they've come out with this Terra ecosystem revival plan 2. So if I can just share my screen.
Yeah. It's a bit crazy, isn't it? Because obviously Do Kwon, everyone had so much confidence that all dropped, and now he's coming up with his own plan, and it's just been released that people may or may not be happy. Stick around, we'll cover that later. But let's get AJ, what's this revival plan? What does it mean?
So basically, as you said, looking at some of the comments and some of the feedback of it, there is some people who are not happy about it. And why is that? Well, it's because they are proposing a fork, which is where you have one network and you split it in half. So you're splitting the holders, and personally, this is taking more trust away from Terra Luna for me. So what they're proposing is to have Terra Luna and Terra Luna Classic. So just looking at the summary, he is proposing to fork the Terra chain into a new chain without the algorithmic stablecoin, which I think is the right thing to do. The old chain is going to be called Terra Classic, and the new chain is going to be called Terra. Luna is going to be airdropped across the Luna Classic stakers, Luna Classic holders, and residual UST holders, and the essential app developers of Terra Classic. But they are going to remove the TFL wallets from the whitelist for the airdrop, making Terra a fully community-owned chain, which I think that's good news. And they're going to allocate a large proportion.
It's not a bad proposition.
Yeah, it's not at all, and they're going to allocate a large proportion of the token distribution. Firstly, they're going to be providing emergency runaway for existing Terra dApp developers. And second of all, they're going to align interests with long-term success of the ecosystem. And then network security to be incentivized with token inflation. And they're going to have a target staking reward of 7%. So it is appealing to some people. But as I said before, people are not happy about this. In terms of the...
I think also... Sorry, AJ, I was just going to jump in there. You said it's a 7% staking reward, which I know is much less than, where it ended. It was at 17, but is that still sustainable? And that's because the reason why it crashed was, I don't want to say it's a Ponzi scheme because, it's not necessarily, it had great intentions, but the overall idea is that, if you're earning more from letting it out than, it costs you to actually borrow it, then that money's going to run out at some point. The people who are holding it, getting the higher amount, are only being paid because people, more people keep putting money into the system. And that is a Ponzi scheme. So,
definitely, yeah.
7%, it's nice enough, I guess. But again, is it sustainable given that not as many people are going to want to put their money in to actually keep that going?
Yeah, that is very true. And we don't want to see the Luna price crash again, which we wouldn't like to see again.
Everyone starts buying into it, it goes down again.
Yeah. But how they're going to do it with the token distribution, they're going to have 1 billion Luna tokens. So 25% of it's going to go to community pools that's controlled by staked governance, 1% to essential developers, emergency allocation with no lockup, and then 4% to essential developers with 1 year cliff and 4-year vesting. So this means that 4-year vesting means that they're not going to receive the full amount of tokens that they're going to be owed straight away. It's going to take 4 years for them to receive this. So they may receive a little bit every day or every week or every month. It's not sure how they're going to do that yet, but it is going to be vested over 4 years for essential developers. 35% is going to all bonded and unbonded Luna minus TFL at the pre-attack snapshot. So with wallets that have under 1 million Luna, there's going to be a 1-year cliff, and then after that cliff, there's going to be 2-year vesting. And for wallets with over 1 million Luna, there's going to be a 1-year cliff and 4 years, a 4-year vesting period. Then 10% is
AJ. How much does it cost to get 1 million Luna? It's probably like
right now
£1 or something. Yeah.
Might
not be a bad. You're not really going to lose too much, are you? I don't know how much that would cost.
Yeah, no, I don't know either, but yeah, it wouldn't be that much. And yeah, so 10% of is going to Luna holders, staking derivatives included at the launch snapshot. 10% unlocked at Genesis, 90% vested over 2 years. And finally, 25% is going to UST holders at the launch snapshot, 10% unlocked at Genesis, and the rest vested over 2 years thereafter. Now, as we said earlier, not many people are too happy about this. You can see here, Terra community seems dead set against Do Kwon's fork proposal, and you can see at the bottom of this plan here, you can see people have commented on it. This person has commented on it with 774 likes. So, it has got a bit of attention. No one wants a fork. Just burn the current Luna and fix the current algorithm to get back the UST peg. Now, the question is, can the UST peg ever be, brought back to the peg? That is the question.
Back to that 1-to-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have to start even because of the burning system. I don't know if there's enough Luna to burn in order to to get yourself up to that $1 stablecoin. But then again, what's it backed by? If it's a stablecoin, it has to be backed by something. But since they've sold all of their Bitcoin, it's not. I don't even know if that would work.
No.
But exactly. A lot of people don't like them, do they?
No, and the Luna Foundation guide has actually posted this. The foundation is looking to use its remaining assets to compensate remaining users of UST, small holders first. I think that's good that they are, thinking about the small holders first, because the bigger holders, they can sort of afford to lose the money that they lost. But, the smaller holders, some of these people are putting their whole life savings into Luna.
Yeah.
And, these are the people that have been hit the most. I think that's the right thing, what they are doing with that. But I know that South Korea have actually called in Do Kwon, and I think you were going to touch on that.
Yeah. So, as you can see here, like Do Kwon, and we're going to keep this relatively quick, but the politicians have called for Do Kwon to attend a hearing on the whole collapse of UST, basically. And so the question this brings is, I know everybody is going to want to get their slice of Do Kwon in the coming future. The reason why South Korea were quite interested in this is that there were a few different exchanges, as you see here. They stopped trading on May the 10th. But there was, and then a BitThumb on 11th, and then on the 13th, there was this one Upbit. And this is as everything was crashing, obviously, from the late 9th, 10th, but because Upbit, they were the last to stop trading, even after seeing the crash, the number one company with an 80% share. In just those 3 days, they earned almost $8 million in commission income. Now, I think that's part of the issue. Obviously, in order for people to really investigate this, they have to understand who is causing the collapse, what exactly happened. And so I think that's then why Do Kwon wants to get involved. And also, just touching on this, Binance CEO said that he doesn't think the fork would work. And just as you said in your thing here, just now, AJ, again, Binance CEO. So it was actually, released this morning, 90% of more than 1,000 voters in the poll rejected a fork. And this was on the Network Research and Governance Forum. So these guys are actually involved. So I can completely understand why they probably want to. There might be some good rewards, but are there better rewards elsewhere? And I think that's really what the question is. But so we're going to get onto another stable coin shortly. There's just two bits of kind of general information that I want to bring up. So firstly is we're looking at the general inflows into the market from last week. A lot of institutional buyers buying that dip, which is really, really good to see. So as you see here, digital asset investment products saw record weekly inflows this week, 274 million. So generally, we see that Bitcoin was the one of favor, and a lot of DeFi was not. So generally, these institutional investors are going for this, kind of more, I guess, path more trodden. So, people are familiar with Bitcoin, institutions like it a bit more than perhaps DeFi at the moment, because obviously you have a stable coin that, is not stable at all.
And you can see
that's
that
why we're kind of seeing that, and you see further down.
Sorry, I was just going to touch on that. You can see that actually in the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance over the past few days has actually been increasing.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly it. So yeah, generally DeFi is kind of losing hope with the institutional guys. And again, I showed this on yesterday's stream, but we don't really need to look too far in terms of TVL, to see this, unfortunately. Now, there was just one other thing that I want to go in terms of the USDD, which is not new, but it's a stable coin from Tron. So Justin Sun, he is the head honcho over at Tron. And so as you see here, USDD, this is a decentralized stable coin. And again, it's algorithmic, which is immediately ringing alarm bells in people's heads. And we're going to get into the technicals of this later. But there is as you see here, so, okay, stake to enjoy up to 60% APR. So usually it's like around like 30%, I think was what they were offering. And they are getting listed on KuCoin. So this might see a lot of inflows, but 30% usually, that's that's really high. And then, looking at 60% APR, just it's really hard to see why this is potentially a good idea, especially when you look down here. And I believe there's a quote here. Let me see. So yes, Sun said Tron's current 30% yield on offer is basically a marketing strategy. And this is just to get people in the door.
It is. And you can see that on the technical side of things as well.
Yeah, let's have a look at the technicals, because there's a bit of a what should we call it? Like I've got your thing up here now, AJ. There's a bit of a theme where if you look at the chart of Tron, obviously they release a stable coin. Everyone gets so excited, and we'll be able to see this. So you've got the date there.
I just wanted to add here, the date, the 21st of April is when he, published this tweet. And you can see from the 21st of April, we did actually see a almost 29% increase in TRX, after he posted that. So you can see, the marketing strategy did work. When we saw UST lose its peg, which was on the 9th of May, we saw the price actually pull back 33%. So you can see, that people have lost sort of trust in this, and you can see it in the charts here. And that's 100%, understandable that people are going to lose trust in this new stable coin because of what has happened to the Lunar Terra and that whole situation. So you can see it on the technical side of things, the trust has been lost, and we have had that 33% pullback.
Well, yeah, because everyone, the reason why it pumped, obviously, pumps on the day of the news, bomb, everyone's excited. You pull back because people are making a bit of profits, but then it climbs back up because, it genuinely, if an algorithmic stablecoin can work, it could be revolutionary in the overall space. You see it drop and everyone thinks, oh, okay, Tron, you're also associated to this. And I know that Luna, which is associated to UST, is going to zero. And I think it potentially is only really I guess you could say like a matter of time in some people's mind, not going to say it's for sure. But there's definitely that lack of confidence. And I guess there's a couple other charts that we want to look at as well. I want to finish afterwards just on a little note that I heard from Jerome Powell, just in terms of the general market. But for now, let's have a look at some charts. I think we want to look. Where are we going to go first? Where do you fancy, AJ?
Going to start off with the Bitcoin chart, because that's the main thing that I am focusing on right now. The charts are all a bit boring at the moment. I cannot lie. A lot of the altcoins, they've just broken all my support levels, and they're sort of just floating around in no man's land. So Bitcoin is what I am focusing on right now. And you can see that we are still within this major support level that I have been talking about. And I just want to go into a bit more depth of what could happen if we did break to the upside of this support level or break to the downside of the support level. So first of all, taking a look at a post I posted over on Twitter, looking at
make sure you follow us if you don't already, guys.
Yes, and there's a giveaway going on at the moment. If you get us to 200 followers on Twitter, we are going to be doing a $500 worth of Bitcoin giveaway. So make sure you head over to our Twitter account and retweet that post and put your address in the comments to apply for that giveaway. But this tweet here that I posted here, I am talking about bearish divergences on the DXY chart. So the DXY has formed a bearish divergence on the 1 day. Historically, this is indicated a near top. So as you can see from this photo here, there is a bearish divergence forming. You have price momentum to the upside, forming higher highs, and then on the RSI we are seeing lower lows. Momentum towards the downside. And this happened back in 2020. We had the bearish divergence, and we had consolidation, and then a pullback. You can see back here we had the bearish divergence, we had consolidation, and then we had the pullback. Again, this happened in 2016. Okay, we had the bearish divergence, we had slight consolidation, and then we had the pullback. And what I'm trying to get at here is that this is happening at this resistance level here that I've been talking about, the orange resistance level on the DXY. Each of these bearish divergences has formed at the top of the DXY when we have tested this resistance. And every time we have, the last couple of times that we have been in this resistance area, we have seen a rejection, and then we've seen a massive pump in the Bitcoin price. So right now, we are sat at that resistance. We have slightly broken above it, but if we take a look at it right now, we can see that we are breaking back into that resistance level. So, I'm still a bit unsure of what is going to happen right now, and I will, get onto the bearish scenario in a second. But this is just a bullish scenario if we were to break to the upside out of this support level that I've been talking about on the Bitcoin chart.
AJ.
Now, yeah.
So I was going to say, can I just quickly jump in terms of because we have to consider the bullish and the bearish side, and we will become bearish in a second. But just to add in, potentially something that is worth noting for the bullish side of things, I want to introduce you to this guy called Paul Volcker. Now, I don't imagine too many people know about him. He was the chair of the Federal Reserve. So Jerome Powell, he had his job between 1997 and 1998. Now, this is where they had crazy levels of inflation. Now, this is boring, but stay with me, okay? I promise it's going to be worth noting something. So during that time, inflation, I believe, was around about 14% or something like this. So there was annual inflation greater than 10%, and this was for a long period of time. So we all see, at the moment, we're worried about 8% inflation in the US. What he did was he thought, well, if raising interest rates reduces inflation, why don't I just make the interest rates higher than the level of inflation? So I think interest rates were probably around about, inflation was, around about that 16 to 18% inflation, which is extremely high. And so what he did was he raised the rate up to 20%. and that was in March of 1980. And then he kept it above 16%. So that's when they talk about rate hikes, this is 16% for a whole year. Well, over a year, in fact. I think it's like 14 months. So he raised it to 20% and kept it there. Now, this did work. Inflation fell straight away, immediately. It was relatively good for getting inflation under control, but there was a massive recession, a ginormous recession. So this is something to kind of keep in mind. Now, why am I telling you this? The whole point is that what we're seeing from Jerome Powell is he's always said, look, we want to get to 2% inflation, which is kind of the standard, 2-3%, that's fine. But we don't want to have, we don't want to crash the markets and go into a massive, don't want to go into a recession, but we also don't want mass unemployment. Now, what he said today was he changed his tune slightly, and he said, look, I don't want to have, a massive recession or mass unemployment. So he's basically said, we've kind of now accepted that we can have one or the other. And he said what Paul Volcker did was right for his time. And we don't know if that's right for us, but it's worth looking into. So he's very much changed his tune now. And there is some slight concerns that there might be higher interest rate hikes. Now, if so, that will be, just like AJ was showing us, the DXY, that would drop. And that might then cause the bullish scenario for Bitcoin itself. A little bit complicated, guys, but I hope that kind of adds in from a Fed standpoint.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so yeah, let's just hope that this bearish divergence on the DXY does play out. And here I say it's not guaranteed that we're going to see an immediate blow off top. However, it does indicate that the DXY is nearing the end of its run and a potential top. The fact of the matter is that the DXY is flashing a top signal and the trend momentum is slowing. So if we did, get a rejection at this resistance level and the DXY breaks below $101, I'd expect Bitcoin to, be trading back up at around that 40K level. And if we continue to see the DXY fall to the low 90s, which it has done previously after we've seen the rejection from this resistance level, then I would expect to see Bitcoin back up at the high 50s and low 60s levels. So you can see every time we've come to these, low 90s levels, we've come all the way up to all-time highs. So I anticipate if we do come down to that 90 level on the DXY, we are going to see Bitcoin most likely at the high 50s, low 60 levels. That's what I think. But as me and Ben, let's hope so. But as me and Ben have said, we have to take in the bearish scenario. So let's have a look at that now. Now, I'm looking at this Bitcoin chart, this weekly Bitcoin chart, and you can see, if I just get my pen out to show you, can see my blue support box here, which we are currently holding right now. Now, this line we have used as support many times, and if we do break down below this support level that we are at now, this is the level that I'm going to be looking at. So you can see every time that we have seen a pullback in the Bitcoin chart since this 200 SMA line has appeared, you can see that we have found perfect support along this level. So you can see back in 2015, we found support. After this pullback here in 2018, you can see that we have found support there again. And again in 2019 and 2020, when we had this pullback here, the COVID pullback, we have found support again. So if we did break this support that we are sat at right now, my expectation is that Bitcoin is going to come back down to the approximately $22,000 level. We could dip below and we could come down to this $20,000 level, but I expect to see, if we were to, I would expect to see a wick down to that 20K level and then a body of the candle to hold this 200 SMA like it has previously before. So that would be, my worst case scenario if Bitcoin were to break. We potentially come down to that $20,000 level, touch it, but we would hold that $22,000 level. So that is, my bottom for Bitcoin. I am going to say it. I think, if we do break the support, that is going to be the bottom for Bitcoin. And then, we can start seeing some consolidation there possibly. And then we can start seeing the price increase again.
Yeah, we've even seen it like I showed earlier in terms of the asset inflows. When Bitcoin does get down, it was at 24,000 or so. Immediately so much volume moving into the market. People like to buy these at, buy Bitcoin at a discount. And I do think this 200 moving average is a, quite a nice indicator, because there's only been what was that one time in 2015, late 2015, we wicked down below, and the rest have been a couple wicks. But I don't think, I think it's, based on history, that's all we can say, based on history. No one knows.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not, certain that it's going to happen here, but I'm going to say it. I think this is going to be the bottom if we do break the support, because there's so much talk about that 20K level, about the price coming down. I think lots and lots of people are going to be buying at those levels if we were to come down. Big institutions, big whales are going to be buying at those levels. So that's why I think, this is going to be a bottom, and because of what's happened in history. But let's hope we can hold the support. I would like to see Bitcoin hold the support. That would be good. But this is just my worst case scenario if we were to break the support.
Yeah, and AJ, someone's put a comment in here live. Can you just type in the searching for a ticker, DEI USDT? Oh no, USD or something. DEI USD.
USD.
I think it's in there. It's it should be a currency pair. It's a stable coin basically. Might be it's called Deuce, DEUS. Their stable coin, again, algorithmic stable coin, they went down quite heavily. USDT. What are you trading at now?
So, is this the right one?
No.
Currently set at 216 UST.
Nope. Definitely don't think that one.
No,
so this is just an article someone mentioned just in the comments just now. So this was only 2 hours ago, but this is what it is. So we did mention this yesterday on the live stream a little bit about Juice Financial, the stablecoin. Again, it's an algorithmic stablecoin, just like we spoke about Tron's stablecoin just now, USDD. This is currently trading. From 2 hours ago, this is around about $0.6. So there's not really much to say. I wanted to just respond to it.
I can't actually find a chart on TradingView, so
no,
I must not have it on there. No, I can't find it.
Yeah, it might be the case that it's just not on there. Have a little look. See this guy, probably rock climbing. There he goes. Always see it when you log on TradingView, don't you? But DEI. Let me see if it's here. And then maybe this one. We'll see. I don't expect too much from this, to be fair. But I just wanted to address it. It's an algorithmic stable coin. That's not the right chart. Algorithmic stable
I don't think
coin,
it's on.
Everyone's lost a bit of confidence from the whole UST situation. So, if I was you personally, I'm quite risk adverse. So I would get out. That's just what I would do. I don't know too much about the project itself to actually comment whether it is or isn't a good place to have your money.
But right now, I think we can both agree that we are staying away from algorithmic stablecoins.
Yeah. And in terms of the Liverpool and Chelsea highlights, go Liverpool. Absolutely. I'm a Liverpool.
My best mate supports Liverpool, so I absolutely hate them.
No, don't say you're Everton or something. Oh no, you're Chelsea.
No, Man United.
Man United. Oh, what? Sorry, mate.
Manchester.
Guys, drop a like for Liverpool and comment for Man United.
Come on, United.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully more likes. We need more likes than comments on this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not coming back tomorrow. I'll leave you with Jerome Powell and the Fed.
Great.
But anyway, so that's our two scenarios, guys. Obviously, top things that we need to know is Luna. I don't think that project's going to go ahead as Kwon wanted to. The community have rejected it. Little bit of overview. institutions are buying the dip. So if we do see a dip down to that 200 MA that you mentioned, AJ, I personally would be getting in. I will be. And yeah, just on top of that, USD, even this DAI, from the Deuce. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sound like Stewie or Family Guy or something, the Deuce. But from there, so these stable coins, if they are algorithmic, they've shown they're not very people
stable.
don't have too much faith, is all I will say.
Yeah.
But anyway, I believe that's everything from us for today. AJ, is there anything you want to sign off with?
Yeah, just make sure you go ahead and follow our Twitter account. Turn the bell notification on over there as well. I'll be posting my charts. Ben will be posting some stuff over there as well. So, turn that bell notification on, give us a follow. And we do have that $500 worth of Bitcoin giveaway live right now. So make sure you head over there, give us a follow, and put your wallet address in the comments to, apply for that giveaway.
Yeah, perfect. And don't forget, as always, guys, like and subscribe to the channel, help us grow, and we'll do much more giveaways. Once we get to, what should we do? Should we do 30 or 35,000 subscribers? We'll do a big giveaway for everybody on YouTube. Should we go for 35?
Yeah, I think we should go for a long shot.
Let's go 35. We'll do something interesting. If you guys want, if you want a specific thing to give away, obviously we're not going to be giving away 10 Bitcoin. But if there's a particular crypto that you think we should be giving away, drop it a comment down below, and we will take your ideas on board and discuss them next week. Oh no, tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. Yeah,
and I think another good thing will be if put any coins, tokens in the comments that you would like to see some TA on, and I can look at them for you.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys, thank you very much. Glad you're here, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.